She seldom spoke of loneliness, but sometimes dared to dream. Up high, where golden fish and angels fly, and the setting sun reached back to say, "Come west, the road will be." She dared to dream of crystal stream, through cracked chimney pots, slate-clad buckle beam, from Barley Lake, long craggy spine, past clear pools, sparkling blue, sweeping down to the white sands of Puxley's mine. She dared to dream of townland tales, the Gant Rescue Calf Rock, the Spanish Armada when the Ranties had their day, and Wolfe Tone led the French in treacherous water against the tide at Beara Bay. This is Beara, she'd say, where the ancient Gaelic order stood against the crown at Dunboy Bay, a shoreline of breathtaking beauty carved by the pounding of the wide Atlantic, kissed by the warm stream from Mexico. This is Beara, where the finest gentlemen of Queen Elizabeth's court, Captain John Foster from the George Carew, they crossed Dursey Sound to the island's sanctuary and wilfully slaughtered the innocent, thrown from the cliff face 2 by 2. This is Beara, a marriage of fact and fiction, where the spiritual complements the natural without contrivance or contradiction, and O'Sullivan Bear led the remnants of his clan on the trail of Tyr to Leitrim from this, his homeland. This is Beara, a mystical land where history and story goes hand in hand, where the demon hound of Lochabool, warned of impending doom, and the lonesome cry of banshee sweeps across the crest of Crewe. This is Beara, a land shaped by the people, a people shaped by the land, where the mountain ram is king of all that he surveys, and the regal splendour of the ancient Cailleach is crowned queen of the Kirkcaldy and the Kirkcaldy. So no, she seldom spoke of loneliness, but sometimes dared to dream. Up high, where golden fish and angels fly, and the setting sun reached back to say, "This is Beara, come home, the road to me." And that's so, John, I read this every year because it's dedicated to John too, actually, right? I going to read it every year. I think he gets 10%. 10% of what? Exactly. Take the dog to work. Okay, I remember this. It's called Panna Done Wrong. Patrick Stewart was mad, was pouring out the heavens, a gale force wind had Christmas lights thrashing around above our heads. Carol singers, shopkeepers, hawkers, everybody looking for money. I got a job of relief postman doing double shift. Only 3 weeks seasonal work, but it's worth it. You need money for the Christmas. Anyway, there I was. 200 quid in my arse pocket, Christmas Eve, not a present bought, so I knocked off early, headed into town. I knew exactly what I was looking for. A cap for my dad for bingo. Stop him getting soaked, waiting for the bus to Glen Hall. He'd love that. My sister Kathleen and her husband there was getting a big box of biscuits. See, they'd have loads of people come to the house. And for my niece and nephew, a Cadbury's Deluxe selection side. I'm not losing line there. Those people coming to the call for house. The biscuits will be handy. And for my niece and nephew, 2. When it wasn't going too well, she had all these memories of French Christmases, Yule log, sleigh rides, eggnog, port and brandy. I was working at home getting the post out. She was spending most of her time hanging on the flat, so I decided I'd make it up to her by getting her something special, something nice, something romantic. A bottle of perfume and some sexy underwear. The French love that kind of thing. So there I was, Christmas Eve, 200 quid in my pocket, outside road to stores, and who did I meet? Only tragic Ted. Ah, Ted, long time no see. Pluto man, how are things? Good, working like a dog, Christmas postman. Double shifts, just snatch a bit of time to do a last bit of shopping. How's yourself, Ted? Struggling, you know yourself. Just back from England for the Christmas. How's England? England's a kip. Have you time for a pint? But I'd love to, Ted, but to be honest, Jerry, we'd have to get the shopping done. Sure, look, I'll come with you. No, this wasn't exactly the plan. But what can you say? Anyway, I hadn't seen Ted in ages. First stop, Men's department, Waterstones, my dad's cap. One blue peak cap, perfect, no delays, we cruised the cash to him. So, what do you think, Tate? I held up the cap. Not bad. But, what size? He asked. Size? You know, like, is it a 7, 7.5, 7 3/4, 8, 8.5? Size? Like, what size is your dad's head, Pluto? What size is my dad's head? Jesus, Ted, I didn't know heads of sizes. Geez, you want to know the size of his head before you get him a hat, he said. I explained I had no time to measure my dad's head. All I wanted to get him, I had to keep him dry for the bingo. For bingo? But why don't you get him something like a book? You know, like a book on bingo. Do they have books on bingo? Jeez, they have books on everything. A book on bingo, it was sorted. So we left the cap on the counter and walked out the shop. There I was, standing in a checkout line a mile long, gun stores, 2 big boxes of biscuits, 2 cabbage look selection boxes of hands. So who are they for, says Ted. My sister Kathleen and the kids, I said. Ted gave me one of those looks. Something wrong, Ted? No, not at all. I'd say your sister would be delighted, but, no buts. But I don't think too many mothers would want all that kind of stuff coming into the house, you know, sweets and things. So what you suggested, I suppose you could always get him a few books, he said. This is why I dedicated to John, actually. He wasn't joking. I explained we weren't really a book family. I mean, my favourite book is The Quitments, but I still haven't read it, if you know what I mean. But Ted was making sense. So before we went to the bookshop, I had to get Yvette's present. Now, I wasn't too happy having Tragic Ted around Brown Thomas Perfumery and Women's Underwear departments. Not the easiest thing for me doing my own. Not a mind having Tragic Ted and a langer of the store detectives I do. He taught me out the perfume, saying you can't just buy a scent for a woman. It's something more personal than that. Anyway, he had me convinced that the biggest insult you could give to a woman, especially a French woman, was to buy her the wrong perfume. It's as personal as dogs pissed her bitch, she said. So she scrapped the perfume can and headed off up to the ladies' department. Now, I suppose I was glad Ted was with me. I mean, I'm the sort of fella who's too embarrassed to buy toilet paper. Never mind fingering my way through rows of lace, silk, satin, suspender belts, stockings, corsets, bustiers, bras, bats, boob tubes, strapless, seamless, crotchless. Jeez, how long is this? Tongs, G-cut, French cut, low cut, half cut, cotton camisoles, baby dolls and teddies. And that was just the first 3 rows. At the back of the shop I could see the odd ostrich fella. And they said men are sex mad. And I looked at Ted and he's busy burrowing his way through the stock. So can I help you, gentlemen? Her head pops up from behind the rack of bras. No, we're fine, says I. Don't mind him, says Ted. We're looking for something special for his girlfriend for the Christmas. Does Andy catch your eye, she says. I push my eyeballs back into her sockets. Look, Andy it all, says I. So, what size would you like, she says. About the same as yourself. Maybe a bit fuller on the chest area and cleaner on the waist, I said. She gave me one of these men looks. And then she lifted up this bit of the lacy thing. What about this, she said. That's perfect, says I. Just put it in the bag. Hey, hold it. You can't just take the first thing that's waved under your nose. You've got to check out the merchandise. Come on, Ted, you've got to get out of here. No, chill out now 1 second. While we're here, we must do it right. Excuse me, miss, you might show a step on there like a good girl. Do you haven't read? And off they go down through the shop. I'm standing there like an expectant father maternity ward. Eventually, my choice be made. Nice silk French cut knickers with matching lacy brassieres and suspender belts, pink in colour, nothing smutty like black or red, says Ted. And 2 pairs of stockings, 1 black, 1 white, perfect. Yvette would love this. So, gentlemen, will I wrap them for you? Not at all, says Ted, we'll eat them here. I know that. I might change that. I give away too much to myself, really. I'm starting to sweat now this time. He laughed, she rapped, and then Ted turned to me and he says, "Are you sure that 32B is her bra size?" Well, geez, that's the size of the bra you have at home, right? Yeah, but not all bras are the same. How can not all bras are the same? A 32B is a 32B, isn't it? For Christ's sake. A bra isn't like a sock, Pluto, man. It's not like one size fits all. Look, she's a 32B, he's a 32B, no more about it. I was beginning to get sick of Ted now at this stage. 32B or not 32B? That is the question. But have it your own way, and he stepped back. Where he planted the seeds of doubt in my brain. Look, what exactly do you mean, Ted? I put it this way, he said. A 32B is a 32B is a 32B, but there's no guarantee that it'll fit. Different cuts, fabrics, structures, and suspension. It is like buying a cover for a two-seater coach. You have to try it on. So what are you saying to him? I'm saying put it back on the shelf and save yourself a belly for the heartache. Because believe you me, if it's too small, she'll think that she's getting fat. And if it's too big, she'll think her Baba Louis are too small. Her Baba Watties? Look, I'd say save yourself a belly full of grief if you caught her grief. So that solved everything. All we had to do was get a few books. So I went to the IB for a pint with Ted. I called a pint, Ted called a pint, then it was my call again, and that's the way we went for the rest of the afternoon. At 20 to 5 Christmas Eve, myself and Ted made a mad, staggering dash to Waterstones to pick up a few books, stopping off along the way at Elbow Lane to roll a nice tricycle. So that was it. And was it Christmas? I bought my dad the World Book of Anthropology. Waterstones would clean out the books on bingo. I got my sister and her family an atlas. They'd never been outside of Cork in their life. And I got a book on French cookery. What can I say? Tragic Ted, one right tube to go shopping with. It was my first Christmas with the beautiful Yvette. It was my last.
Donating mince pies to us. Sheila Fitzpatrick from the ABC. Thank you all, guys. It's been a wonderful evening, and now I'm going to throw you.
Thanks for watching The Assassin Rapper, and if you want to stay up to date on new content, then please subscribe and be sure to hit the bell to be notified on new content.